Fast Celtic 2, Curzon Ashton 1. Adam, that wasn't easy and you left it late, but job done in the end.
Just about, yeah. We made our work of it. I weren't really pleased with how we played. Felt it's cruel on Curzon, really. Certainly with the second goal being so late. But it almost took us going behind for us to play and start asking some real questions. And once we made the changes and then we put Danny up there, it gives them something different to think about. And obviously once we got level, you could see that they're a side suffering for confidence and losing games because you saw the confidence drain out of them. And remember back to a game last year and we made that change, put Danny up front, we got back level, and then I put him back to centre half and we lost the game 2-1. So we thought, leave him up there and let's go for it. And unfortunately one's dropped to Will and he's managed to hit the target through a few bodies and it's seen us get another massive 3 points.
You made all 3 substitutions in the second half after we went 1-0 down. Some may say that it was a bold move, but it worked out for you.
Don't mind being bold. I was considering doing it at half time, to be honest, but for whatever reason we just didn't quite play as well as we could today. Listen, maybe I'm at fault for the way in which we set the team up. We knew that they were conceding goals. We wanted to get 2 strikers up the pitch and play Parker in behind, but they set up pretty rigid with Andy Halls and Nicky Rowe in front of the centre halves, and they blocked off that space and that made it difficult for us to get the ball into the strikers, and we ended up going too long in that first half. But in the second half we put Carts and Parker either side of Jimmy. Hopefully we could get a bit going, and we weren't really, as I say, playing as well as I felt we could. And as soon as the goal went in, I thought we've nothing to lose now. Let's just make the changes. And listen, I can make the changes. The players have got to go on the pitch. They've got to apply themselves. The lads who are on the pitch have got to identify the changes you've made, and they've got to adapt. And we're good at adapting, as we've proven so many times. So, it's a good ability in a team is to win when you're not at your best. And as I said earlier, it's another big win for us.
Akil Fancy, of course, scored Vika Weiser. How pleased were you with his performance today?
Delighted. Akil's got a lot of ability. Lutel keeps telling me how much ability he's got. You only have to look at he's obviously played in the league with Accrington. The kid's got something about him. Probably just fallen out of love with football a little bit in the last couple of years and lost his way a touch. But he's been in with our under-23s. He's been doing well for them in training, and obviously we included him last Saturday. I thought for as bad as we were at Runcorn, he came on and was a bright spark, and he's trained with us again on Thursday. He scored 2 goals on Tuesday night for the 23s, and I thought when he came on he was a threat, as was Tyler. They gave us a bit more power, a bit more pace and a bit more presence up against their back four, and it was a really composed finish when he went through, and I'm delighted for him.
Of course, a big moment in the game came in the first half, Kyle Chandler's penalty save. I guess now looking back on it, it looks like an even more important moment for Farsley.
Yeah, well, I think I only said to you a couple of weeks ago, Kyle's got this knack of making saves that change the outcome of games. I've seen him do it so many times for us before, and they've got in easy. Jack's gone to ground. That's just the rustiness in Jack. He's not played a lot of football in the last few weeks. He'd be disappointed with how he's played today, but he's been outstanding for us as Jack Higgins. I can count on one hand how many bad games he's had. So he's given away a soft penalty, but Kyle's made. I think the second save was a better one because he was the only player for us that reacted quickly. He's got up quick. He's made himself big. He's made a great second save. And if that goes in, we weren't playing particularly well. It could have been a completely different outcome. And also in the second half, when Saunders has gone through 1v1, he's stood up, he's been patient, and he's got down and grabbed the ball off his toes, and that was another big save. So yeah, he's a top goalkeeper. We know that, and today he's more than his wages.
You turn your attentions to the FA Cup next Saturday at home against Southport in the second qualifying round. What are your thoughts going into that game?
Tough game. They knocked us out last year. I believe they played them the year before I came in the cup as well, and obviously they beat us here comfortably in the end in the league. So we know it's going to be difficult, and they're a good side, very experienced manager who's got an unbelievable track record. So it's going to be tough, but it's the FA Cup and we own one, so we've got to go out, full throttle and try and get through, and give it our all.
Is the FA Cup a competition that you're going to take seriously this season? Are you wanting to have a good run in that cup?
How can a club like us not take the FA Cup seriously? It's probably the one thing since I've been here that, as a group, we've not achieved. We haven't had a good enough cup run, and I've made that clear to the players that I want the players to experience it because I think they deserve it, and B, it's great for the club, not just in terms of revenue but in terms of exposure. And we're two rounds now off getting a potentially big game, but we've got an incredibly difficult match against Southport next Saturday for us to get one step closer to that. And Southport will be exactly the same. They were 90 minutes off playing Tottenham Hotspur last year. They'll come here fully equipped and wanting to have another run themselves. So it's going to be tough, but yeah, we'll be taking it more than serious, and we'll be trying to get through.
Of course, that's now 5 wins in a row. You're probably wanting to make it 6 next week. What's the plan of carrying all this momentum from these 5 wins in a row into next week?
Well, we could have quite easily lost the game today, so we certainly won't be getting carried away. But the big incentive for us before the game was, I think over the last 5 seasons, 42 points is the average for a team to stay in this division, and we knew that a win today would take us to 22 points, which is it's over halfway to that total. Only 12 games played, so that was a really big milestone that we wanted to get to, and getting to 42 points as quickly as we can. That's still our main focus, but for now we're just enjoying it. But we have done well this month. I was disappointed with us when we lost at Altrincham. We made a few changes throughout the month, really. We've mixed it up a little bit, and to go and beat Park Avenue, Kettering, Leamington, and today Curzon. However we've done it, we've done it, and that's 12 points in the league plus the win at Runcorn, and it's been a really solid month by us. But we now know that we've got to focus and not get complacent and get ready for the games in October.